Welcome to Plastic Profiles. How are you doing
What's
today?
going on, everybody?
How are you all today? This very fine day.
Welcome to you.
Another episode of Plastic Profiles. I am your host, Agent Chuckles, and with me, as always, is
Steve, the writing dad.
Steven, the writing dad. And we are here to bring you another fine episode. I'm excited. I'm very excited. This big-ass episode for us. A big-ass episode for us. But let me tell you about the show a little bit for anybody who has never seen us before. What we do here.
Welcome.
Please be sure to links in the description. Nope, not that one. Like and subscribe. If you like the show, if you enjoy what you're watching, like and subscribe. Join the Chuckle Hood. Be a Chuckle Hut. We're working on that. Yeah. Become a friend of the show. All my subscribers are all my friends. That's how I look at it. And I always want more friends. Always want more friends. So yes, the show. We review a classic G.I. Joe file card and the classic G.I. Joe figure. And then we take that figure and compare it and contrast it to the modern classified interpretation or the classified retro interpretation and or sometimes others, like if there's Zartan or Roadblock, multiple incarnations. And then we determine between those figures which one is more like the character described in the file cards. That's the show. That's how we do it. That's what we do here on Plastic Profiles.
That's it. It's as simple and as complicated as that. We get down into the weeds of this stuff, man. Okay.
And then later in the show, we have a segment called Casting Call, where we throw our hats into the director's chair,
toss it right. Ring. We just do it.
Just fling them on in there, and we cast a Joe or Cobra based on where that particular character is from, geographically, state, territory, union, province, wherever they're from. We have to pick an actor from that area, actor or actress from that area, or don't.
Unless we just don't.
Sometimes it happens.
We're rebels out
here. Play. We are rebels.
We
rebels.
We do our own thing. We play our own tune.
We do. Right? We really do.
We walk our own path.
Really do. We walk hard.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so today's episode, as if you didn't already know, the Sarge.
Maggot.
Sergeant Slaughter. Version 2. Now, for those keeping score at home, that's vintage collection version 2 Sergeant Slaughter versus classified version 1 Sergeant Slaughter, which we know there is a second version heading our way. The Mad Marauders, formerly Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders, Sergeant Slaughter is on the way. We know that. We've seen it. But this one is the version 2. Very excited. Very excited. All these classic Joe images of Sergeant Slaughter, toys, packaging, and file cards are brought to us by 3D Joe's.
3D Joe. I was waiting for you, man.
I'm trying to remember which one I did last. It was Joe's 3D Joe's 3D Joe's 3D Joe's. Yeah, that works.
There it is.
All right.
Oh, that was nice.
And then the other pictures are taken from other places, and I generally notate that. Okay, so let's get into it. 1986 Sergeant Slaughter version 2 file card. Sergeant Slaughter, code name.
Look at the chin.
Yeah, he's all chin.
Like a cinder block.
You would break your own hand punching that chin.
Seriously.
Yeah. Drill instructor, file name classified, top secret. Primary military specialty, infantry / drill instructor. Secondary military specialty, survival trainer. Birth, Paris Island, South Kakalaki. Grade 7, sergeant. All the Joes are super tough, and they've been through the roughest, most grueling training to become the most skillful specialists in the world. It takes a master of drill training to weld stiff-necked, tenderfoot Americans into the most stout and honorable positions in the mobile strike force. That master and heavy-duty headman is none other than Sergeant Slaughter, the extremist and rough and tumble fun.
Understand, maggot?
You got that?
Sounds good.
Sergeant Slaughter thinks it's his personal mission to kick the butt of every boot in Pendleton. This guy can drill his trainees into the ground for 72 hours straight before he breaks a sweat. His favorite pastime is marching over the boys' backs while they do finger push-ups in the mud and spewing out brutal verbalities. Verbalities. He has been known to ride his tank through enemy fortresses rather than blow them up just because it's more fun. They say he eats nails and spits out dum-dum bullets. They say he cleans his teeth with barbed wire, brushes his hair with a rat tail file, and shaves with a blowtorch. Everything and everywhere is a battlefield to Sergeant Slaughter.
God. Okay, so there's a couple of things here.
What you got?
I'm a Sergeant Slaughter fan. I'm not, not gonna, but
No. Yeah.
Of course, he can train the trainees. He can drill them into the ground for 72 hours before he breaks a sweat.
Right.
He's not training. He's not the one doing this stuff. Like he's making all the maggots get it done. So of course, he can sip his coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the eating the nails and spitting out dum-dum bullets.
Yeah.
That's legit. Like, yo, I believe that, man. I believe that. Could look at the jaw on that dude.
yeah, he's been chewing on some nails.
Like that's a jaw that's like clamp. All right. That's it. That's it.
Very good. Very good.
Just had to get that out, man. It was just eating at me.
So, Sergeant Slaughter, a real American heel. Oh?
Ooh.
So, from 1972 to 1980, he won the World Tag Team Championship with Don Kernodle in 1982. He went to WWF after that from 1980 to 1981, faced and lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Bob Backlund. From 81 to 83, he won the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship and the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Back to WWF from 83 to 84. This is where the man we know, the man, the myth, the legend we know and love. This is where he hit his stride with matches with the Iron Sheik. The most famous was at MSG.
Yep.
Well, then that's where he first became on G.I. Joe's radar and, joined the team. I don't know what happened after that, but the
guy started drawing him and was like, all right, there you go. So
here's some shots of our beloved Sarge. There's the younger man on the left, and there's a little older man on the right.
But you know what?
Both are equally awesome.
Look at the chin.
The chin remains.
The chin is there. So when you look at the animated drawing or the figures, you think, no, there's no way this dude's chin is that wide. That's just for effect. But no, that dude had it. He was the real deal.
Looking at the picture on the left, if you take the silhouette of it, just the head and the hat, and you turned it upside down, you wouldn't know which was top and which was bottom. That's amazing.
Oh no,
both sides are shaped the same.
You are so right. Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
pretty good.
A man's man right there.
No, seriously, he ain't playing games.
6'6", something like that.
Gracious, man.
It's a beast. It's a beast. All right.
Turn it upside down.
So I got a couple little, just a few little factoids. So for the U.S. Marine Corps, they don't like to be called drill sergeants. They prefer drill soldiers. No, they don't like that either. Drill instructors. They prefer to be drill instructors. Similar to, you don't want to call a Marine a soldier. Marines are Marines. Army is soldiers. Yeah. And also the Smokey the Bear hat. That's called the campaign cover. Now he wears his sergeant chevrons right here. That's something he's allowed to get away with because of the uniform standards are different for GI Joe. Most non-Joe assigned Marine drill instructors wear the EGA, the Eagle Globe and Anchor there. But because he's in a special unit, he's allowed to wear the chevrons there. Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously. We learned so much here. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of what
I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of all this. Yeah.
Look at this.
The face, chin of a franchise. So this is an interesting little tidbit. In 1985, Sergeant Slaughter became the first real-life personality incorporated into Hasbro's G.I. Joe franchise. Pardon me. An accomplishment that resulted in his departure from the WWF. In interviews given to WWE.com and Inside the Ropes, Slaughter recalled Hasbro inviting him and his lawyer to their Pawtucket, Rhode Island headquarters in a camouflage limousine with U.S. flags on the front fenders, while wearing a camouflage sport coat, a campaign cover, and sunglasses.
Wow.
When the meeting was done and I got up to leave, I said, "I'll tell you what, Chuck, my name is Sergeant Slaughter, and I'm the real G.I. Joe. You're looking at G.I. Joe," he recalled. I gave this little promo and walked away. My attorney said their mouths all dropped open.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So I'm going to share a screen here so that you all may see, if you've never seen this magnificent vehicle before, what that limousine looks like. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Leading the troops.
That's wild.
Although it looks like those trucks have been there for a while, but that's ruining the story. He's leading the troops. Darn it. So there's that. How do I get
that? Is pretty cool.
Let's there. Okay. Yeah. So that's the limousine. So yeah, pretty cool. And then, he joined the team and got the troops into shape.
Yeah. He was needed.
He was needed. They were getting a little lackadaisical.
Yeah, you know how they do, man. Hey, we fight Cobra all the time. We always win.
Yeah.
Then Sergeant Slaughter came in.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He put them all in a ditty bag. An itty bitty ditty bag. So here we have the 1986 Sergeant Slaughter in Triple T packaging. We're not going to look at the Triple T right now so much, but we like to look at the box and see how he was displayed and promoted. You can see him there in his Triple T tank with Leatherneck, who is on his way in the classified line. There's the front and back of the packaging. Very nice.
I'll tell you right now, this was the toy to have.
Yeah.
When this thing was out and they started advertising this thing, you needed Sergeant Slaughter in your life. You didn't know who Sergeant Slaughter was until they came out on G.I. Joe. And then all of a sudden, his first episode, everybody was like, that's the guy,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, this was the cool toy to have. Did you have this?
I did have that one. I lucked out. I got it for Christmas one year. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have it. I had the mail away, but I didn't have this one.
Oh, man.
So I had to pretend.
I was like that all the time. So that's all I could do. Oh, he's gonna get ya. Like
later on, he comes with a vehicle called the Warthog. I did have that Sergeant Slaughter and vehicle, and that vehicle was really cool. But we'll see if they make that figure into a toy. Okay, so next. So here we have the 1986 Sergeant Slaughter breakdown. He does come with a baton. He has a whistle molded on. He has his campaign cover. He has his sunglasses. And then he comes with 2 tickets to the gun show.
That's it. All day. All day.
Yeah. So he's got all the accessories he needs.
Right. Everything. And I tell you, this figure, man, one of the reasons why it was so cool, because this is like one of the first ones to really show a big, muscle-bound guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, had their uniform, or whatever, but there was no real definition or bulging biceps.
They all had pretty standard bodies.
This figure, you knew he was trouble.
Yeah.
You knew this guy is not to be played with. While you played with him.
While you played with him.
Yes.
Here's the classified Sergeant Slaughter box showing the many faces of Sergeant Slaughter, the many moods. Very cool artwork by Adam Riches. You can find him at adamrichesartist.com or on Instagram at adamrichesart. Excuse me. Goodness. Sarge's got me choked up. Maggot. So here's the figure breakdown. So he does come with an AK-47. Not wild about that, but they gave it to us. He does come with sunglasses that are removable. He has 4 pairs of hands.
Nice.
He comes with his baton or riding crop, whatever you'd like to call that. Has a campaign cover that is removable. A whistle that is removable. And he comes with a little Sarge.
Yes.
And package.
This
so you
is
can have your own.
It's me. What are you going to say to him, maggot?
Yeah. I just love that picture of him holding the toy.
Yes.
I just love that.
Look at it. Don't tell me you're sorry. Tell it to the mini-me.
I'm going to kick your butt, maggot.
And then what if he's like overly gentle to him? He's like, there, mini-me. We'll get you some popsicle. Would you like that?
Take it easy, Sargy. Take it easy. Who's a big boy? Who's a big little boy?
We have fun here.
But overall, a great AK-47 notwithstanding, a great figure, great accessories. Everything works to make Sarge. The AK-47 doesn't really work here, but maybe he got it from a Cobra soldier he beat up. If you want to look and make a story for it, that makes sense. But other than that, everything else is pretty amazing and super well done. The glasses stay on well, which is a problem sometimes, but not with Sarge. Not with Sarge. So, Stephen the Writing Dad, who puts the S in Slaughter is the best medicine?
Ooh, all right. Well, I am a huge fan of the original toy because of the nostalgia of it. I think it was just awesome.
Yes.
But I gotta say, the new classified version is what that toy was meant to be.
Right. I see that. Yeah.
That's it. That's Sergeant Slaughter.
Right.
I got to go with the classified.
Yeah, I agree with you too. They're very similar, and a lot of times I'll go to the vintage figure if they're very similar. But because he comes with the extra hands, so that you can reenact all the different, all that stuff, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think classified Sergeant Slaughter is the ultimate Slaughter version 2. Yeah, it's just a dynamite figure, and I hope they're able to do the version 1 that's more of like what Slaughter's ring gear would resemble, with the tall boots and all that. Hopefully they'll be able to do that sometime. But yeah, this one is a dynamite. Both figures are dynamite as always, but I think the classified one definitely takes the cake on that one.
Yeah. All day.
All day, every day. All right. So now we reach the portion of the show where we throw our hats for, again, as previously mentioned, into the director's
chair. This is what we do. This is what you know what? We don't even have to throw it anymore. We just like leave it there.
We're already there. We're
there.
We call it casting call. So, casting call, where we decide who should play a particular Joe or Cobra character based on where they are from.
Now remember,
unless we don't.
Remember, we're rebels.
We are rebels. I don't think anyone can play Sergeant Slaughter except Sergeant Slaughter
himself.
So there is a little twist on this casting call today. So, because of Sergeant Slaughter's unique licensing and that sort of thing, it's not always easy to. There's a lot of hurdles you have to jump through. Maybe you got to talk to WWE. Maybe you got to talk to the man himself, who always seems up for anything G.I. Joe that I can tell. And I don't really know anything. So, but from what I've seen, anything G.I. Joe, he's there. Yo, Joe. Yeah. So, but however, let's just assume that he can't do whatever it is we want to do. Maybe we come up with another character. Maybe we come up with someone who might embody the spirit of Sergeant Slaughter. And maybe not. They don't necessarily have to be a copycat, but maybe something to evoke. Oh, that's kind of like Sergeant Slaughter. That's cool.
Okay,
maybe a little Easter egg character, maybe. So I chose, and I don't expect Stephen you to have one because I kind of went rogue on this. I chose Lacey Evans.
Oh, that's a nice twist.
Now there is some controversy because. As of our recording now, there was some going back and forth between the two that maybe she was taking his gimmick or they wanted him to manage her or something like that. I don't really follow wrestling that close, but I know it's a thing based on my research. So I'm not settle down, folks. I'm not trying to replace Sergeant Slaughter. Remember what I just said. If we can't get Sarge and dub his face or whatever the terms are to Harrison Ford him up, get him back out there, slap him on the butt and get him back out there, then maybe we have a character who could evoke the Slaughterisms. And that's what I'm choosing here. She was a real life Marine for 5 years. She was an MP. So in my mind, what do we call her? That's the hardest part here. What do we call her? Bloody Holly, codename Bloody Holly.
Okay.
Sergeant primary military specialty, which would be Sergeant PMS.
I don't say that.
I don't think that would work well in the packaging. So I chose another name to give I gave her another code name that would give you other Joe fans, because there's diversity amongst the Joe fans, what they like, different eras, what their G.I. Joe is. I think she should be codenamed Sergeant Savage.
Okay. That's
another era of G.I. Joe. Shortly after the main line ended, then they went G.I. Joe Extreme, and then Sergeant Savage came out and his Howling Commandos, I think. Maybe I don't have that right, but something like that. And so I would call her Sergeant Savage. She could do all the, ditty bag, itty bitty ditty bag. She could do all the Slaughterisms that she wanted. But
funny. That is funny.
Yeah. So there's a little tidbit about here. I'll read it. Lacey Evans, her real name is Macy Estrella Cadlick, is a veteran of the Marines, serving as a United States Marine Corps military police officer, including special reaction team training. She enlisted at age 19 and served for 5 years, earning a bachelor's degree from Indian River State College and starting a construction business while on active duty. She was introduced to professional wrestling while in the Marines through a staff sergeant who promoted independent shows on the side. On the second show, which she attended, the staff sergeant booked her to wrestle him. So yeah, so there you go. I think you could put her in the movie and it would give you a little taste of Sergeant Slaughter if for some reason he was not able or willing to be in our fan casted movie. Sergeant Savage or Sergeant PMS or Bloody Holly or Fade to Black.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. That's our take on Casting Call this time. So we look on the back of our plastic profiles checklist cards from 82, 83, 84, and 85, and 86. Sergeant Slaughter was not sold as a single carded figure. He is not checked off, but everybody else is. So you can see we've got some opportunities here. Airborne is starting, as of our taping, Airborne is hitting people's homes. Retro Duke is hitting people's homes. Retro Recondo. Doc is still in the offcoming. But yeah, so there you go. Let's get back to pardon me, let's get back to us.
Hey.
And, yeah, here we are. So now is the time when we let Steven do his thing and gives us just the tip.
I don't know about you guys. My kids like to talk. 2 of them especially. But I get in the car with my second oldest, right? And it's a half hour of him just going on about a video game. Now, I like video games. We're not into the same stuff. And his priorities are way different than mine. So it's hard for me to relate. But I keep listening, and I listen. I respond when it's appropriate. I'm trying to ask him questions because I want to be involved. We're not going to talk. We're not going to relate all the time, especially when they're in that teenage stage. But I'm going to listen to everything that he has to tell me, even if I think it's utter nonsense. And a lot of the times it is. But if I get through the nonsense, he knows that I'm there to listen. So when it's something important, he knows that I'm there to listen. So I'll take all of the nonsense. I'll take all of the video game talk because I want to be there for that one important thing. So let's try to listen a little more. I know it's hard, but we can do it because it's important to them.
Well, thank you for that, Steven. So that's the show. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please be sure to like and subscribe. Again, this is the best way to show us that you like what we're doing, and we'll keep on doing it.
Subscribe.
Just
click it. Just click it.
Right yeah.
Now. Do it.
If you'd like to see more of us, you can find our my social medias. I do Facebook and TikToking and Instagramming and toy pictures and all that stuff.
Right, Gramps. TikToking.
I'm a TikToker. You can find all that stuff, all those links in the description. Steven the Writing Dad, why don't you tell them where they can find your stuff?
You can go to thewritingdad.com. There you will find any blogs I put up, also the links to my social media accounts. And I also put out free short stories for you to get a taste of the short stories that are going to be for sale.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Well, that's the episode. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, membership. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Until next time.
Until next time, folks.
Yojo.
Yojo.